welcome you to my page. I welcome you to my live video. I welcome for those who come back on the replay, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year. I welcome you on the replay because this is me, Sharitha Jackson, coming to you live. I welcome you to Sharitha's world. I welcome you to Sharitha's world. Yes, yes. Now I come to you live with the question of the day. And the question of the day that I'm coming to you with, it was for Sunday, June the 3rd, 2018. And I come to you with these questions of the day I come to you with the question of the day because I belong to a closed Facebook group, and it's called Live Masters. And that is a location where we do videos. We do live videos in the closed group. We actually work on our presentation skills or work on our skills of doing live videos, such as what I'm doing now. It is my personal goal to continue to improve on my video skills, or doing live videos, or just doing videos, period. So the question that I am challenged to answer today, I'm catching up on my question of the day because I did get a little bit behind. So this question is a little tough for me, but it's real. You know, I didn't want to. I said that's a good question, and it's something that I'm dealing with in my life. So, what's the question? Okay, let me get the question. Hold on. Let me get the question. Okay, the question is, how often do I say I love you? Once again, the question is, how often do I say I love you? Well, the answer to that is not enough. My answer to that question is that no, I don't say I love you enough. And so, how can I explain on that? Let me see. Let me find the lighting. Okay. Um, I'm just trying to figure out how to respond to that one, because this question is a little deep for me. No, I don't say I love you enough. And, I wrote some notes down. First of all, I'll start off by saying I have to reflect back on my upbringing. I have to reflect back on how I was raised. And as I look back in my past, as I look back on, okay, how often do I say I love you? Or why is it that I don't say I love you enough? And it does. It goes back to how I was raised. It goes back to my upbringing. And as a child, I can remember back as far as back as when I was a toddler. You know, me personally, I didn't feel that I had received love in my family. My mom, I was raised up in a single parent home for quite some time. When I was younger, and I can remember when I was young as like 3, 4, 5 years old, my mom did allow me at that time to go around my dad. And I felt love from my dad, but then all of a sudden, when I turned a certain age, he disappeared. And growing up, I finally realized it wasn't that he disappeared. It was just that my mom kept me from my dad. And that hurt the relationship that I had with my father. And so while I was being kept from my dad, then that's when my mom had got married to her first husband. And while she was married to her first husband, I didn't see no love from him. I didn't see no love from my mom. And I remember just feeling lost, because love wasn't shown. I don't remember. And right now I'm 49, and I remember a lot from my past. And one thing I do know for sure is that no, as a child, I don't feel as though I was shown love. And I don't remember being told, I love you. So, and then to realize, as I got older, It wasn't, I'm telling you, just recently. As I got older, as I began my own personal development journey, um, throughout my life, I remember, it was a particular person that I remember in my life that I think this is God's way of showing me that in that person, He showed me something in her. And I was like, it's something about her that, that I'm attracted to. And it was the fact that, her family showed her love. I was like, wow. It didn't click right away that that was what it was. It was after I watched this movie called The Secret. Yeah, it took The Secret to connect the dots for me. I mean, everybody is different. So when I saw The Secret, that's when I came to the conclusion that this world is based on love. But yet my heart had been so tarnished through the things that I had been through in my life. And so it was April of 2016 is when I said to myself, regardless of everything that I've been through, I have to learn to be more loving because I know I have a loving heart. I know it's there. It's just a matter of me um, finding the love in my heart, regardless of how I was raised and regardless of what I've been through in my life. And I say my upbringing, um, I say my upbringing, it was it was it was tough to say the least. And I say that because how I was raised, it has actually impact on how I raise my own children. And in 2000, I think it was 2016, when I realized that I don't tell my children I love you enough, I told them, I said, nope, wait a minute, hold up. I had to sit down and talk with them. And I explained to them that, you know, and that's when I realized this world is based on love. And yes, I love my children, and I don't tell them I love them enough. So I'm taking my own steps and, sharing my love for my children and telling them, we have to share, we have to tell each other that we love each other more often because, we never know when it's going to be the last time that we see each other, or we never know when it's going to be the last time that we talk to each other. So I cannot continue to carry on or carry through uh, um, how I was raised. I gotta, like I was thinking, I said I gotta end that cycle. That's a negative cycle. um and I can remember, growing up, it's like, wow, as a child, yes, I have all these little bad memories, but in order to fix the situation, I have to acknowledge what I've been through. And it's something to think about because honestly, I never heard either my mother or my father say, I love you. Now that's deep. That's real deep. And my father, he passed away in 2002. Whereas my mom, yes, she's still alive, but even still to this day, now she's starting to change a little bit because before she would only write down, on a card on your birthday and write I love you. But to sit and actually tell you, mm-mm. We tried to have a conversation with my mom, and it was many years ago, back when I was in Saginaw. We tried to have a conversation with her, and then she brought up the fact that how she was raised up around, you know, her brothers and one sister, and it was similar, being raised up around all boys. And she has an older sister, my aunt. But I can't focus on everybody else's past. I understand, and I understand my past. So it's a matter of me working on me. Because one thing I do know is that you cannot give what you do not have. And so me answering the question of the day, and that is, how often do I say I love you? And it's not, like I said, that life is based on love. I know it, I know it, and I know it. Now, also, in my notes, I did write down. So we already know my upbringing. I don't feel as though that I was loved. I was never told I love you as a child. And so I changed that as far as raising my children, and that is to share love with my children more often, and share and let them know that I love them more often. Um, Also, I keep looking down at my notes. My marriage. Yes, I'm still married. It's just on paper though. Cuz we're not together. We haven't been together since 2012. We tried to work it out, it didn't work. So, nope, we still not together. But that was an issue also in my marriage, far as how often do I say I love you? And to my husband, oh my God, I got all these tears on my face. To my husband, I tried to share with him, my upbringing. I tried to share with him, you know, I think he even brought it up to me. He was like, do your family love you? Do you love, he brought up the fact about love. And I told him, I explained to him that that's something I'm working on, you know. And I realize now that we're not together, that relationship should not had evolved, but it did, and I'm blessed from it. I'm blessed with the children that I do have. So, um, and I acknowledge and I noticed in our relationship, I noticed that, my husband, he loved hard. He loved hard. And I tried to explain to him, but he wouldn't listen to me. He really didn't understand my past, because he really did not understand my past. I don't think he never really wanted to even talk about the past, but my past was impacting my present. My past was impacting my marriage. But with that being said, I saw I was the issue far as how often do I say I love you? I didn't say it enough in my marriage either. So and I told him he couldn't understand it. So next I said, okay, also my children. Now, just recently, me and my oldest daughter, we had this conversation, and she acknowledged and she told me, she said, "Ma, you never tell us that you love us," you know. And I acknowledge that. I know as a parent, you have unconditional, or I know for me as a parent, I have unconditional love for my children. But no, I was not used to telling my children I love you. God, hold just a moment. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. So, just a moment. So, me and my daughter, we had that conversation, and I know for a fact, you know, uh, love comes from the heart, and I have unconditional love for my children. It's a matter of me working on me continuing my personal development, and that's me working on me. So, with that being said, also, okay, my family, you know, I I don't know what to say about that, because I'm not talking about just my children. I'm talking about outside family members. You love your family, but sometimes you gotta love your family from a distance. Now, now my mind is going back when I say family, because also there's a family member when I was growing up. The family member picked on me. I'm telling you, from I can remember as a child, when I was a toddler, picked on me. And then I noticed one time, I happened to notice, I just sat back and I said, wow, this family member don't show no kind of love, because every time I come around, that family member has something negative to say about me. It just wasn't positive. So I was never shown love from that particular family member. And then I finally made the decision to distance myself because pick and choose who we allow in our life. And I said, I know I wasn't being shown no love over the years. So enough is enough. And so with that being said, now that I'm on my personal development journey, sometimes I feel that sometimes I feel that, strangers show more love than my own family members. Yeah, I also had a situation when I relocated from California when I relocated from California to Las Vegas. Man, I came to Las Vegas not knowing where I was going to stay, but I have a family member, my first cousin. Man, he showed me so much love. It just made my heart melt. And I say that because I showed up in Vegas with nowhere to live. And he opened his doors up to me and my children and my dog, which he didn't know I had a dog with me at first, though. So, with that being said, that was heart touching because I was raised up differently. Even though we're in the same family, but I was raised up differently. I didn't know that he was going to show me as much love that he did. And I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it. I mean, it melts my heart to know, that cousin, he really showed me love. That was something that it was heart touching. And I'll be thankful for that for the rest of my life. So, I'm